All right, we're back with another pick'em video. Going to be going over my favorite plays for the NBA today. Should be the last day on the road for me. So again, I apologize about the audio. If you're new here and you're like, this guy's audio sucks, just because I'm using a travel mic and I'm sitting on literally a bed right now and it's kind of echoing here. So not my normal setup. But if you are new here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. We rip out daily content like this each and every day. Leave the video a like and comment anything down below. If this video gets 150 likes, I will be giving a random comment down below. I'll do like a wheel or something. A random comment down below, a free month of the Discord. So you definitely want to try to take advantage of that. We've been super close, but again, I'm uploading these videos a little bit later than usual, so it is hard to get the viewership. And I guess March is kind of a down view time, but we're getting a decent amount of views. We should be able to get to 150 because I want to be giving out more back to you guys and giving you guys a free month. If you're already in the Discord, I'll just extend your trial for another month. But yeah, we'll talk about the Discord in a little bit. Another thing we do on this channel is I show my wins, show my losses. I show all the picks I played or showed you or I told you guys about from the video before. I don't brush over anything. So we will do that quickly, and then we will jump into the games today. Really liking the board. Some lines definitely popping out to me, and I think there's some good spots for us today. So real quickly, Cade Cunningham looked like he was on track, especially in that first half. Had a great first half. Kind of a horrible third quarter, but had the whole fourth quarter to get 8 fantasy points, which I thought was going to be fine, and didn't end up playing. It was like a 8-point game, and he didn't end up coming back. I can't find anything about him being injured or anything, so really not sure what happened there. Unfortunate. Again, he looked like he was on track the whole game. I wasn't watching that game. Typically, I'm watching and following along with the NBA, but I'm visiting my parents right now. That's why I'm on the road and just wasn't paying attention. So not sure what happened. Comment something down below if you know what happened to Cade, but no fourth quarter minutes was kind of wild. And then the other disappointment on the night was D'Lo just didn't show up against the Kings again. His hit rate was ridiculous on this, had been balling out and just didn't show up. Ended up getting, says 8. Oh, I guess it was. Yeah, we went to points and rebounds. So, yeah, only scored 6 points. Horrible shooting, kind of like a mimic of the last time he played the Kings. So, bad read there, I guess. But the other guys did hit for us. DeMar crushed his points. He had like 46, I guess is what it's saying here. And then Sabonis crushed his RA as well. I think we went to PRA because this had been bumped, and he crushed that also. And then a Discord exclusive one that we threw out. Again, I play a bunch of different plays in Discord, but I usually run out 5-mans just because they're a little bit more optimal. And we had Franz, and he crushed it as well. So 2 for 2 in the video picks, 3 for 5 in the slip I gave out in the Discord. But yeah, okay day, and just unfortunate, guys, not shooting well, and then no fourth quarter minutes for Cade was weird. But again, let's jump into the board, try to do a little bit better today. And again, loving the picks I have for today. All right, so jumping over to the board, I don't want anyone to forget to take advantage of the James Harden Pi Day line. So happy Pi Day to everyone. 3.14 points. Unfortunately, he is a game time decision, but you have to go ahead and take advantage of this. It's pretty much a free square. You got 7 hours. So if you're not on Prize Picks, code RichPicks, check it out in the description down below. But if you are, definitely take advantage of this Harden line, even though he's a game time decision. Again, it's a free square if he does play. So don't want anyone to miss that. And then the first guy I wanted to go to was going to be Ayo Dosunmu here, if it's going to load. Ayo Dosunmu, and yeah, unfortunate, did just see 5 minutes ago this line was up, but I was going to go to his 8.5 rebounds and assists. This is a line we went to in the Discord. But yeah, 5 minutes ago it was here. It didn't even get bumped to 9.0. It just got taken off the board. But the big news for the Bulls is Kobe White's missing his first game, I think, of the entire season. And obviously Zach LaVine has continued to be out for a long time, but that's a lot of usage to be had. Kobe White's a huge usage guy, huge minutes guy, and he's been playing extremely well. So Ayo, I thought, was a great pivot to go to without Kobe White. The odds were loving it, and I'll show you his per 36 minutes without Kobe White and Zach LaVine on the floor. It was looking really good. But I am going to give you guys an alternate line here, and I think it's just going to be DeMar DeRozan. Again, we went to him, was it yesterday? Going to go to his 25.5 points, coming off a 40-plus point game, 45-plus point game. So he's been cruising. And again, without Kobe White, he should have a ton of usage. So let's quickly jump over to this page. Don't go to it too often. This is pretty much just going to show us on and off court stats. So I took Kobe White off the court. I took Zach LaVine off the court, and we're looking at per 36 minutes. So per 36 minutes, we can see their averages here. And Vucevic, DeRozan have a pretty decent sample size, 125 minutes with Kobe White and Zach LaVine off the floor. And this is since January 28th, since Ayo Dosunmu started. So we're also getting, the more recent rotation minutes. So taking a deep dive into this quickly, again, Ayo Dosunmu, if that line does come back up, maybe at 9.0, he's averaging 5 rebounds and 6 assists per 36 minutes with all these, data points. Kobe White out, Zach LaVine out since January 28th. So that's about 11 RA on a 8.5 line. So I was really loving that. But we can see DeRozan here, 26.9 points per 36 minutes. Even Vucevic at 27.0 per 36 minutes. I think you could go to both these guys. Caruso is another guy, potentially his fantasy score, if that is popping up. I just think there's a huge opportunity for us in this Bulls game. And I just want to give you kind of the stats, or maybe you can even pause this video if I'm not describing it very well. With Kobe White out, I think there's a huge opportunity for us. So again, I think I'm going to go to DeRozan, going over to DG Fantasy real quick. I just have all of the Bulls lines popped up. A few unders for Vucevic right up top, but then we got Ayo on the over for assists. I think that's a way you could maybe pivot on this line. Caruso over for points and rebounds. But again, that line that I really think is popping out is DeRozan coming off a hot hand, and the points line is favored on the over slightly here. I think that might be my pivot for the video pick. But again, keep an eye out for Ayo to come back up. So not going to show you too much in terms of this. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But this will be our pivot. Again, if Ayo comes up at 9.0, I think that would be my preferred line. So DeMar at 25.5 is, I guess, our first play. And then, again, take advantage of James Harden today. And then the next guy I want to go to is going to be Amin Thompson here for the Rockets. Obviously, the big news for this one is Sengun recently going out with a pretty bad ankle injury. Looked a lot worse than the diagnosis ended up being. I think it's like about as bad a sprain you can get, but looked like he practically broke his leg. But I think Amin Thompson's going to get the minutes here tonight. He's projected to get 26 minutes. And when he gets the minutes, he's definitely able to fill the stat sheet. So for that situation, I'm going to go to his fantasy score here. And he's also going up against Washington, who obviously give up a ton of points, rebounds, assists. They give up blocks and steals. They give up everything. And Amin Thompson's one of those guys that can do a little bit of everything. So I jump over to Outlier. This is a tool that I use each and every day. You can actually get a free week trial if you want to check it out. Again, link in the description for Outlier. Again, free week. You can't really beat that. If you don't like it, go ahead and cancel it, and it's going to be no harm, no foul. But I think you will like it, specifically for lines like this. But we can see Amin 29.5 fantasy score. We can see for the year it's not a very good hit rate. But again, this translates pretty perfectly to the minutes. Doesn't get a whole lot of minutes at the beginning of the year. And when he gets that uptick in minutes, you can see the green happening. Uptick in minutes, green, uptick in minutes, green. Obviously, this little stretch here, he was pretty green. And then has been seeing a few more minutes, especially with Sengun out. So quickly want to show the 2 games that Sengun has missed this year that Amin Thompson has played. It's about a 50% hit rate. This game against Atlanta, he crept over with 32 minutes played and then only got 22 minutes against San Antonio. This was like yesterday or 2 days ago, and didn't get there at all. But again, I want to show you the minutes here because that's the biggest thing. This is the minutes bar. And I do want to show you, because I'm not just making this up, here's the Rockets today. He is projected to get 26 minutes today. So again, just to be kind of on the safer side, let's just kind of drag this up a little bit, and we'll see that green start going up as he gets the minutes. So even with 20 minutes, this turns into a 68% hit rate. With 22, 86% hit rate. Even if just 24, this is 11 to 12 games he's hit this. And a lot of these games, he's flying over this number. So if he goes out, gets 22, 24, 26 minutes, this should be a great spot for him, especially considering he's going up against this Washington team that gives up a bunch of points to pretty much everyone. And he's also a rookie at home. And we know that home games for rookies are kind of like their safe spot, and they do get a decent amount of boost from that. So I want to point out real quickly, Washington, points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed, literally dead last in all of those categories. And again, if you don't know who Amin Thompson is, he's a rookie that can rebound. He can get some assists. He can score a little bit when he needs to. He does a little bit of everything, but he can also go out and get blocks and steals. So I want to quickly show that. Blocks and steals right here. And again, green for both of these stats. Washington giving up steals and blocks as well. So Amin Thompson, I think he's in a great spot. If he gets 22, 24, 26 minutes, this is looking very, very good. And then quickly going to DG Fantasy. Forgot to mention, you can get 25% off your first month using DG Fantasy. It's absolutely huge in terms of betting in general. It's where you get the mathematical advantage. Looking at these different sports books, you're pretty much seeing market value. So on Prize Picks, they're a fixed payout system. You never want to be, attacking the lower end plays. There's higher end plays and lower end plays that are hidden behind the fixed payout system. And this is how you can see if you're taking advantage of the good market value. And Amon Thompson here, again, a few unders being popped up. The first over would be his points and assists at 14.5. But again, I just like his fantasy score because I think there's a lot of different opportunities today. And Prize Picks typically has their fantasy scores a little bit too high. So it is good to see that Prize Picks has their fantasy score a little bit too low, because that doesn't happen often. And when it does, it really catches my eye because, again, Prize Picks usually just has it a little bit too high. So DG Fantasy is even saying, hey, 51.35% chance to go over this. 3 data points to look at as well that are all over this fantasy score over here. So really, really good sign there. And then our last data point is going to be the projection model over at RotoWire. You can get a 2-day free trial. Highly recommend checking this out. You don't have to put a credit card in for this one. You can just, put in your email or something. Fantasy score popping up right on top for him. 29.5 line. They're projecting 33.01. So really, really liking this Amon Thompson line. Again, he just needs to get the minutes, and I don't see why the Rockets, who aren't really in the playoff picture, wouldn't be giving a promising young rookie as much run as he can get. So Amon Thompson, our first kind of official play after our pivot with DeMar. But yeah, really, really liking him for today. And then similar to Amon Thompson, a guy that can kind of do it on the defensive end and kind of offensively rebounding, all these different types of things. I'm going to go to OG Anunoby, who's coming off an elbow injury. He did play last game against Philadelphia and played 28 minutes and also played pretty well. Was shooting the ball a lot more than I expected. And this should be, hopefully a closer game, and he can get, above that 30-minute mark, because the elbow injury didn't seem to affect his minutes too much on his return. So fantasy score 24.5, another guy that is a defensive presence, can get blocks and steals, and going up against a Portland team that gives up a whole bunch of blocks and steals. So I think he can, get fantasy points in a whole lot of different ways. So I'm favoring his fantasy score again here for him. I do have his line pulled up on Outlier. 24.5 is the line. We can see right here the last 20 games, he's gone over this in 70% of them. If you look at 2023 as a whole, he's gone over this line in 55% of games. And again, a whole lot more green recently, and that's because he was on the Raptors to start this year, but got traded to the Knicks, I think, around January. So we can look at, they don't have a toggle for different teams for guys that have played on different teams this season. But I can just go to games that he's played with Jalen Brunson. And yeah, 80% of the time he's played with Jalen Brunson, he's gone over this line. So 12 of the last 15 games, again, didn't get there in his return. But I'm not, who's to say he wasn't going to continue playing minutes? This was a 35-point game or whatever, that he didn't even, none of the starters need to play heavy minutes here. So he's projected, again, popping over to the projection here on RotoWire, he's projected to get 32 minutes tonight. So I do like to see that. And we can see, again, those 3 games that he missed, he might not even have had the minutes. I guess he had it in this game, but hit rate is looking incredible is what I really want to say here. And going to favor his fantasy score again, just going to the blocks and steals line for this Portland defense here. Steals and blocks allowed 28th and 29th. So for a defensive guy like OG Anunoby, a defensive team in general, hopefully he can go out and, if he has one of these 6 stocks games, 6 blocks and steals games, 4, even 5-5, that would be awesome for us. And it's against a good team that gives up a whole bunch of those. So OG, again, I liked his return. He started off strong, so I'm going to be going to him at a discounted line. And then I do have his lines pulled up on DG Fantasy here. A few popping up on the over for points and assists, PRA, and under for points and rebounds. 3-pointers made. I do like to see a lot of overs being favored. And then another one where his fantasy score is slightly technically on the over. It's pretty much a 50-50 line. But again, Prize Picks puts their fantasy score lines too high consistently, or very high consistently. So another one, a good thing, pointing out the fact that they are even saying on DG Fantasy, hey, maybe go over here, because BetMGM has this at 24.6. So nothing too crazy, 50.18% chance to go over. But again, I like all the other stuff that goes into this. And then last but not least, our RotoWire projection model. We got OG Anunoby over here, top of his lines for the projections. 24.5 fantasy score is what we're getting at. They are projecting 26.74. Obviously, the hit rate is incredible, like we kind of saw. So he should get the minutes tonight. He's got a great matchup. Hopefully, the Knicks don't blow these guys out. I feel like they've been in a few blowout games recently. But yeah, he just needs to play, his normal amount of minutes, or even not even his normal amount of minutes. We know Tibbs likes to play these guys. So if he can get 30 minutes, I think he should be able to get this line today for us. And then before I jump into the last pick of the video, I do want to shout out the Discord community that we've been growing over here. If you're interested in this stuff and you watch these videos, or maybe it's your first time watching this video and you might be interested in it, might as well join a community where you can, bounce ideas off each other, kind of put your brains together. And I like to just have a lot of fun in here. We're laughing all the time. Obviously we talk NBA, we're talking esports. I think is right now we're talking, and people are always in here. Doesn't matter if it's 4 a.m. Doesn't matter if it's 1:40 right now. People are always active in here. You're also going to get access to all of my slips, yes. So for PrizePicks Sleeper Underdog Chalkboard and my correlated slips, I post them all in here. If I play them, you're going to be able to see them and tail them if you want. And it's $20 a month if you want to join. And that's at these times, it's a sandwich and chips is about $20. So it's really not that much money when you think of it in the grand scheme of things. And you can also get in here for free if you want to sign up to PrizePicks Underdog Chalkboard Sleeper Dabble or DG Fantasy, which is this tool I was been showing you guys. These all are going to give you a free month in the Discord. So you can get up to 6 free months in the Discord if you really wanted to. But maybe if you're on PrizePicks and you maybe want to broaden your horizon, Chalkboard gives you alt lines. Sleeper's always throwing discounts. We've got a discount on us yesterday. Underdog's been throwing discounts at us left and right. They also have live lines that I always forgot to mention. Dabble's a new one on the block. So if you're trying to broaden your horizon, or maybe you're just trying to get in here for a month free, definitely sign up for PrizePicks Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy using my code or even my link just down in the description of this video or in right here. And you're going to get 100% deposit matches. You're going to get the perks of signing up. Obviously, we take advantage of all these promotions they throw at us throughout the week. Sometimes we only play, a few slips on each of these because we're attacking the promotions and we want to take advantage of it. So, get in the community. It's a fun time. There's about 300 people in the premium aspect of the Discord, about 1,900 people in the Discord in general, which is there is a free part of this. But yeah, we talk lines. We like to bounce ideas off each other. But we're just, a bunch of guys having a bunch of fun, sports betting, and we're doing it for entertainment purposes at the most part. But again, you get access to all my slips, and we've had a pretty good track record of having winning months. So get in here. Again, using my code, just send me a DM, say, hey, use your code. I'd like to try out for a month. And I say, yeah, of course, I'll get you right in here. So that's the Discord community. Wanted to shout that out if you're interested in maybe joining a group like this. And then back to the picks. Our last one is going to be a dunk line. We have a very good track record of getting dunk lines at a very good hit rate. Yesterday we went to Kuminga and he failed me. Scored a lot of points, which is what I thought he was going to do, but didn't dunk once. But I'm going to go to Jaylen Brown today at 0.5 dunks going on the over. He's typically at 0.5 dunks. But we can also check these stats out over on Outlier. Again, free week of the trial. Free week trial if you want to check it out in the description down below. I highly recommend it. But we can see Jaylen hits at the 66% rate on the entire year. Had a little bit of a lull here before All-Star break. But since the All-Star break, it's been pretty consistent once again. And the only other data point I kind of want to show you guys today is they are going up against the Suns. So he played the Suns a few days ago, actually. Yeah, 5 days ago, and he had a dunk against them. These are from last year and the year before. But we can see they're also at home. So home games are huge for dunks, especially if you get a momentum. The crowd's going wild. It's going to jazz these guys up. If Jaylen Brown's on a fast break, he's going to throw that thing down. And we can see at home games, this turns into a 72% hit rate, including 3 straight games. 21 of 29 games he's had a dunk at home this season. So I like JB today. Again, not too many dunk lines up just yet, but he's definitely my favorite one on the board so far. So just do a quick recap for everyone. That's going to do it for the video picks. But we got Jaylen Brown at 0.5 dunks, going to be going over here. OG Anunoby, hopefully gets the minutes tonight, played a decent amount of minutes in his return last game, but just 24.5 fantasy score. Portland gives up a lot of blocks and steals, and for a very good defender, I think he should be able to grab some today, which would be awesome for us. Amin Thompson, kind of similar, going to his fantasy score, a guy that can fill up the stat sheet very, very quickly. He just needs to get 22, 24, 26 minutes is what he's projected today. And if he gets that against a Washington team, he should be able to do that for sure. DeMar DeRozan was our pivot today. We were originally going to go to an Ayo DeSumo line because, it's still not up. We wanted to go to 8.5 rebounds and assists. No Kobe White today, but looks like they just, again, took it off the board. They didn't even give us a 9.0, but be on the lookout for that 9.0 rebounds and assists line. Again, we talked about it a little bit more, but the pivot's going to be DeMar at 25.5 points. And then James Harden, free square. He is a game-time decision. Also want to mention Jaylen Brown is a game-time decision. No Porzingis could be also a boost for this line. But if you're scared of DMPs, maybe Jaylen Brown is a scary one for you because he, I guess, potentially might miss this one. I think he'll play. And then Harden is a true game time decision here. which would be really unfortunate because he's the free square. But hopefully he goes out and plays for us to take advantage of that 3.14 pi day free square. But that's going to do it for today's video. Again, if you want to join a community with like-minded people where we, have a lot of fun watching sports, betting on sports, talking about sports, complaining about people not playing well, but celebrating when people are hitting. Join the Discord over here. Again, $20 a month, not that much money, about the same price as a sandwich and a bag of chips these days. But you can also get in here for free to try us out. Sign up to PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy, and I'll get you in for a month free. Just DM me with a screenshot, say, hey, I use your code, and I can get you right in. Also, don't want to forget, OddsJam, Outlier, and RotoWire are also sponsors of this channel, but you get free week trials for OddsJam and Outlier just by signing up using my code. So you get the perk of the free week trying those things out. And then for RotoWire, you also get a perk of a 2-day free trial using my link. So check out all my partners. Again, highly recommend it. We have a lot of fun in this Discord for sure. Again, people are always talking, but I'll go to the post your win section here to kind of show that we're also, winning at a pretty consistent rate. Chalkboard, Slips, Underdog, PrizePicks, of course, but we're also, DraftKings. People are, doing live bets on sports books. But we're also, NBA, esports, tennis. We have a very good soccer savant in here. Fliff plays. So people are all doing all sorts of different things, and it's a good time. So definitely check us out. I highly recommend it. And that's going to do it for today's video. I will see you guys tomorrow when we have more plays, and also probably be back in my normal setup. So I do apologize about this audio if it does sound pretty bad. Again, I don't even know if it does sound bad, but if it does, I apologize for that. We'll be back to our normal setup tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Peace out. Or in the Discord. Subscribe if you're new. Oh, also, I forgot this too. If this video gets to 150 likes, I will be giving away a free month of Discord as well. So comment something down below. I'll be picking a random comment if this gets to 150 likes. We got to get it there to get that though. So 150 likes, comment anything down below. I'll be choosing a random one. That'll do it. Peace out.